As you guys probably already know, scammers out there will take advantage of anything they can to be able to steal your money, and the whole coronavirus pandemic is no exception. They're using this as an opportunity to scare people into stealing their money. So in this video, we're going to be going over 7 examples of actual scams that are going around, either online mostly, but also like text messages, phone scams that are using the coronavirus to scam people. So after this video, you'll have a better idea of what to watch out for so you won't fall victim to these. The first type of scam is an email going out that claims to be from the CDC or the WHO, so the Center for Disease Control or the World Health Organization, and it claims to have a list or a link to a list of cases in your area, and it highly advises you to go check out these cases so you're aware of it, but then it ends up being a phishing attempt. So for example, here's one email that says it's from the CDC, and it says, we're closely monitoring the outbreak, blah, blah, blah. And it says, updated list of new cases around your city are available at, and then it's a fake link, and then says you are immediately advised to go to the cases above for safety hazard. I mean, that's kind of an awkward sentence already, so that should clue you in. But first of all, the CDC doesn't just have a magical list of everyone's emails around the world that can just know their location and send out a list for everyone at once. It's just not going to happen. If you do want to get a list of cases in your area, then you go to your local state health website or whatever, and they should have a list there. But you're not just going to get a random email advising you, definitely you have to go look at this link. It's a scam. And I don't know what the phishing page will look like, but I'm going to assume that it's going to have something to do with like, oh, verify your info so we know your location. Then it requires you to put in stuff like your name, address, who knows, credit card, but probably social security number, that sort of thing. So any phishing type link from the CDC, WHO, be very, very suspicious unless you specifically signed up for emails from them. All right, the next one is another type of email scam that is like health advice, but it has a download for something. So obviously a lot of companies, probably every company you've ever signed up for an email list for, has been sending out these coronavirus updates for how they're addressing the virus, and those are legitimate, but there are some other spam emails going out that claim to be, oh, here's what you need to do to stay healthy, and then it's like a link to a download or something like that, and then it's either phishing or malicious software that is a virus. So for example, here's another email. It says, "Dear sir," I mean, all right, that's already a red flag right there. "Go to the attached document on safety measures regarding the coronavirus," and then it's safetymeasures.pdf. All right, that should send up some red flags right there. Anything that's requiring you to download the safety measures in an email is probably a scam. Why not just include it in the email address or something like that? So definitely be extremely suspicious of any email that has some sort of advice or whatever requiring an actual download. Again, there are emails, plenty of emails going out from legitimate companies giving you advice on how to stay healthy or whatever, but they're not going to require you to download it or anything like that. All right, now the third type of fake email scam going out, you definitely have to be cautious of, because on the surface it might seem legitimate, and those are fake company policy update emails. So what these will do is it'll be a fake email claiming to be from your company, and it'll say, here's our new workplace policy emails, or it might say, here's how to work from home, you need to download this software, something like that. And you might think, oh, well, they know my company, they must it must be from my company, and you don't check the email address, whereas maybe they just went online and got a list of a bunch of different emails from that company and just mass sent it to everyone, hoping that some people would believe it. So here's one example. It's an email. It says, "Dear all, due to coronavirus outbreak," the person who took the screenshot censored the company name, "is actively taking precautions, blah, blah, blah." And there's a link, and it says the policy is requiring all employees to read and acknowledge the policy before the current date. And then it says, if you have any questions, please contact whatever, and then presumably there's some sort of attachment or link to download. So if you get an email like this, it's very, very important to actually check the sender's email, make sure there's no like hidden typos in there or something like that, or worst case scenario, check with your boss or whatever, your management team, and make sure that that's a legitimate email, and don't like look at any attachments unless you're absolutely sure. But again, there could be a lot of variations to this, like here's our new health policy for requirements for washing hands, something like that. Or it could say, oh, we're going to require you to work from home some days. Here's our new policy. Or it could even be, here's the software we want you to use to work from home. And considering so many people are working from home, that's a completely legitimate thing you might think. So, and then of course it'll just have you download either a virus, or it could be a link to a legitimate work from home remote control computer software like TeamViewer or something, but then it's tied to a scammer. So you could think, oh, well, TeamViewer, yeah, that's legitimate software. But again, the scammer could be taking advantage of it. So you have to be very, very vigilant and probably only get direct advice from your management team. Make sure you're verifying where all these emails are coming from. There's a lot of scams going around with this. Okay, the next type of scam is not so much a scam, but more of a hoax or a rumor in a text message form that has been going around since at least last week, and it claims to have some sort of insider information about your country, city, or state being shut down imminently. So for example, last week there was a text message going around that was saying, oh, the CDC, I have insider information, my friend works for the military. There was a lot of different variations saying, oh, in the next 72 hours, the country's gonna be locked down. You gotta go get food and stuff right now, or else it's gonna, you're gonna be stuck in your house. And then of course, none of that ended up being true because these text messages were sent out like last week and far more than 72 hours have passed. So they were a complete hoax. Now, how these started, who knows? Maybe it started with someone legitimately hearing from a friend who works in the military saying, oh, I heard that this could happen, and then someone took that as, oh, it's gonna happen, and texted all their friends, and then they texted all their friends saying that they had insider information. So it's not hard to imagine how this happened. It could have started out completely legitimately with best intentions, but, you know, one rumor turns into a fact to someone else, and then it gets forwarded, and before you know it, the whole country thinks it's about to be locked down, even though it started with just a rumor. All right, the next scam that's been going around are any advertisements or websites claiming to have any kind of treatment or vaccine or cure for the coronavirus, which simply does not exist as we know of yet. And as you can imagine, there's probably a huge spectrum of this going on, from people who are literally scammers selling sugar pills for all I know, saying this is the cure for coronavirus, and then you buy this super expensive product and there's advertisements for it, all the way to people who legitimately think that their stupid essential oils they're selling can protect against it, and then of course it's all nonsense. So anything claiming to be able to protect against the coronavirus specifically, or, oh, it's gonna cure it, no, that's stupid. It's not true. In fact, on March 9th, the FDA and FTC here in America announced that they actually went after 7 companies who were selling fake cures of some kind. So these included products such as teas, essential oils, like I said, tinctures, and colloidal silver. So anything basically people are saying can cure coronavirus, even though it's not true. Now, very obviously, there are some drugs and treatments being explored by the FDA. Like one example is the chloroquine. A lot of people are looking at that. Even the president's been talking about it. But none of this is definitive, so don't be going out and buying stuff you think is going to protect you and then certainly go out and about around sick people thinking you're protected. There was even one example of a guy very recently who was hearing about the whole chloroquine possible treatment and went and bought a different form of chloroquine, like chloroquine sulfide, I think, or something like that, which is in like fish tablets or fish tanks. He took it and then literally died because it's not even the same type of chloroquine that they're possibly using to treat people. So do not go out and buy these nonsense treatments. Worst case, it can actually make you worse off, and best case, it does nothing and you wasted your money. So wait until the evidence comes in and we actually know what could be used, and in most cases, it'll probably be something you can only get in a hospital anyway. Okay, this next scam I definitely think is gonna be a big one, and it is stimulus check scams. So obviously in the United States, there's been a lot of talk about a bill possibly being passed soon that will give checks to literally every American, thousands of dollars, and it's to hold you over if you have trouble holding your job, whatever. Now, obviously, scammers are going to take huge advantage of this if they can by claiming to be the website or whatever that you have to get your check from and you sign up. There's already been text messages sent out claiming that you have to go to this link to get your $1,000 assistance check, or there's also emails going out with the subject line COVID-19 pandemic stimulus package. And for example, in the email one that I mentioned, there was a link to one that required you to put in your personal information, including your social security number, and then that would allow you to claim your $1,000 check. So it's all nonsense. It's just going to steal your identity and stuff. But it might not just be text messages or emails. As you can imagine, you'll probably get a robocall saying, oh, here's your $1,000 check, which is ready. Just call back and give us this info to confirm it, and then they just steal it. So just be aware of that. I don't know how the whole stimulus check is going to happen legitimately from the government. If it does, I'm sure that there will be announcements on how to legitimately get it. All right, now the final number 7 scam to watch out for are investment-related scams to coronavirus. So specifically, basically pump and dumps, where you might get an email claiming to have a research report that says, oh, this micro-cap penny stock that makes, I don't know, N95 masks, or they make a drug that's going to be the cure and the government's researching it, blah, blah, blah. And then they try to get all the investors who they sent this spam email to buy into it. And then, of course, it pumps the stock up. And then the people who sent out the fake email dump it when it goes up. And then they make a nice fat profit from the dummies who actually believed it, probably not even researching if the company even does what this fake research report even says they do. So if you get any emails claiming to have some hot stock tip or research with a price target, oh, a price target of $1,000 from here, it's all nonsense. They just made up the number. Just ignore the email, delete it, report it for spam, and don't buy into any of that crap. So at least now you're a little bit more prepared in case any of these scams come after you. If you guys want to keep watching, I made another video recently talking about some new scams in 2020, not related to coronavirus, just in general. So definitely check that out so you'll be aware of even more new scams that have been going around. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.